Hello, in this episode, we are going to talk about the listing success rate, the statistic of it, and what is the meaning of it in real estate today. All right, hello everyone. Welcome back to my real estate, the Monday market updates. This is happening every Monday. Specifically, today we are going to look at some of the information, some of the data about the listing success rate, what it is right now, what it is compared to the historical data, and what does that mean to the seller and the buyer in today's real estate markets. So let's dive right into the information. All right. So as you see right here in front of you, this is the listing success rate for 3 years. 2023 in pink, 2022 in kind of yellow color, and 2021 is in blue. Now, obviously, you can see that right now, as of right now, for 2023, right, there's nowhere near the level of 2021 or the first half of 2022, right? So there's nowhere near that number. But the number is right now is about 83%, 83% listing success rate, okay? So what does that mean? Meaning 100 homes getting onto the market, there's about 83 homes get sold, okay? So what does that mean, okay? Before I answer that question, I have to bring out a couple of information for you, all right? Number one, as you see here, we definitely have an upward trend since 2023. What does that mean? The higher the listings, the higher the listing success rate, the better for the market, the better for the real estate market, meaning for specifically for the seller, because the purpose of a seller getting a home onto the market is to sell it, right? So there's more chance for them to get it sold in a certain time frame. All right. So definitely it is better. For 2022, you see right there is a downtrend because of the low interest, because of the high interest rate. And therefore, a lot of buyers were scared about that period of time. However, though, right around January of 2023, it already started all the way up for the listing success rates. So that's number one that I want to bring up. The second point that I also want to point out is this chart right here. Okay, so this chart shows you in kind of like a price range, and the success rate, the listing success rate within that price range. Okay, as you see here, for 0 to 200, it's about 75%. Okay, from 200 to 250, it's about 87. 250, 85. 300 to 400, 85. 400 to 500 is 84. Now, obviously, you see there, the higher the price, the lower the number is, right? It's more difficult to get a home sold at a higher price range, okay? You see right there, over 2 million, it is only 61% because there's not a lot of buyers in that market, right? There's very less likely that not everyone can afford for that such a high down payment. For 0 to 200, even though the house is small, is less expensive. However, though, most of these houses are very messed up. They need a lot of work. So for a typical buyers, not everyone gonna be a good option. The ideal price range is from 200 to 500, which is for first-time home buyer. This is the perfect price range for first-time home buyers. And as you see there, every one of them have a listing success rate about 84 or 85 or higher, right? So meaning a lot of people buying in this market. Now, before we move on to the next topic, move on to the next chart, I just want to emphasize that how does this number compare to historical number, right? For Arizona, according to the Crumford report, okay, a listing success rate higher than 83 is really good, okay? It's really good. And in fact, there's only about 6 period of time in which we have a listing success rate higher than 83. One is from February to July of 2005, okay? April to May of 2017, March to August of 18, March to December of 19, February to April of 20, May to June of 22. I'm sorry, May 2020 to June 2022. Okay, so that period right there is the longest period, like right after COVID, and the interest rate is low. Right, a lot of people were successfully sell their house in that period of time. Okay, the long-term average rate, looking at the entire real estate history of Arizona, is 67.6%. So anything that is higher than that is high. Okay, in this situation, we have 83%. Okay, and as the chart that I showed you before, right? For right now, it's already reached 83%. Okay, it's already higher than a 67 on the long-term average back in middle of January. Okay, so right now it's already at 83%. Okay, which is a very high number. Okay, the very high number. Why do I have to emphasize this? Because a lot of people, a lot of information talking about how the real estate market is gonna crash. Okay, now obviously no one knows for sure the future, what could happen and things like that, right? What if the next day there is another COVID? What if we are in war? What if the U.S. economic crash, right? We don't know about that, right? Well, for sure, we don't know about that. The things could happen in the future. But as of right now, we have a listing success rate of 83%. And history already show that only 6 periods of time in history, we have a listing success rate of higher than 83%, which is one of them. The 7th time is this time. And therefore, we gonna have a lot of success, a lot of homes sold on the market. Okay? So when we talk about a real estate market crash, we have to talk about a very low number of success rate. Okay, lower than 67. Right, in this situation, buyers are still showing a strong demand, right, on the market. Especially as you see, first-time home buyers, they are buying they buying. Right, this price range right here is actually every single one of them is higher than 80%. Okay, so this is the ideal price range for the first-time home buyers. The last chart I want to show to you is this chart right here. All right. So this chart, each color is a price range, and it's kind of noisy. I totally get it. It's kind of noisy, but my point is not about like distinguish between like what color is for what price range. These charts also show the listing success rate for a long period of time since 2016 to all the way now. Okay. Obviously, you see that if we have a trend chart for all trending line for everything, we're gonna see that it's gonna go up all the way to May of 2022. It goes down and then it go up again. So for those of you who are looking for a little bit slow time in real estate, perhaps you already missed that. Okay, we already missed the bottom line here. The bottom line already hits in around September or November of 2022. So you already missed that if you're still waiting for it, because right now, as you see, for the long-term trend, you see that it's already go up. So for buyers, my advice is this, okay? If you are still thinking about buying a house versus renting a house, just simply look at your financial situation, okay? Because here's the thing, you have to have a place to stay in anyway, right? So look at your financial situation. How much do you have to pay monthly for the rent? How much do you have to pay if you're going to buy a house in today's condition, in today's interest rate, okay? Can compare those two numbers. That's just math, right? And you're gonna know right away which number is higher and whether you are comfortable with that number, with that difference or not. Okay, let's say the rent is much lower. Like I said to another client earlier today, say that she only paid $1,500 for a 3-bedroom house for rent, right? Versus right now, if she has to go out and then find a place to buy, her mortgage payment is probably more about like $2,400. Okay, so compare that. That's about $700 to $800 difference, which is a big gap. And for that reason, and she's not even ready for financial situation to buy a house. And for that reason, I have recommended her to wait. Okay. But if you have the rent payment about 2,100 for that situation, or even 2,500 for that situation, and if you buy a similar house for only 2,300, okay, then it may worth to consider buying a house if you have the down payment and things like that, and credit and income to support for the monthly payments. Okay, so looking at the buyers, my advice to you is that yes, I know that the home price is high. Yes, I know that the interest rate is high. Yes, I know that there's a lot of news about the real estate market could crash in the near future. Right? As of right now, we don't see anything. With this success rate higher than 83%, we're not going to be able to see any crash anytime soon. Okay, unless something major happens next month or next year and things like that. Okay, for the seller. All right. Obviously, other people can sell their house. Okay. So if your listing haven't been sold yet, it's probably something was wrong. It could be the number one thing is pricing. Your asking price has to match with the home's condition. If there's a lot of work needed, if it is small house, if it is in a bad neighborhood, the home price has to reflect that. Okay, you cannot just list them crazily in any numbers that you want. It has to be reasonable with the condition and the location of the home. Okay, looking at that, number one. The number two is how the house was presented or how the house was advertised on the internet. Okay, is there anything, any advertise that the agent runs for you? Okay, so those are the things. Seller, don't let other people say that you cannot sell the house because of the market is slowed down. No, it's absolutely not slowing down right now, especially for homes that is less than 500. Okay, the people are still buying a lot in that price range. So we just have to change something. Look at the price, look at the condition, look at the location. Obviously, you cannot change, right? Condition, you may or may not have the financial mean to change it, to change the condition of the home. Then the only thing that you can change is the asking price. Very easy asking price change, adjustment, right? And then you should be able to get it right away. Now, you should be able to get the home sold right away. All right. So that's all I have for this episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me. If you do have any question about the real estate market, about how to get your home sold quickly, as well as how to compare whether buying a house is a good idea for you, give me a call and I will give you a free consultation. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.